One really nice feature I like, and people always like to ask about at shows, is the treasure chest. That's right, under bed storage, where normally the seats would be in a bus. You get this wonderful storage that passes all the way through.
Welcome back to the community, everybody, and thank you all for being part of it. If you can, slip down into the description and make a small donation through a safe, secure link to PayPal if you possibly can to help the channel out. Today we have something special. Dino, a club member of ours, had sent in, he did a self-interview for me, which I've been recommended that you people do so you see what each other has. A 1969 single cab Type 2. Is this cool or what? Let's take a look at it.
Hey fellow club members, Dino here. Today I'd like to give you guys a walk around tour of my 1969 single cab pickup truck, or as we like to call it, the Scab. So there aren't a whole lot of these, as you can imagine, and it's a little different. So come on, let's check it out. So what is this thing? Well, it's basically a 1969 VW bus that Volkswagen sold, configured as a single cab pickup truck. But it's got some really neat features. Check this out. The front of the bus is pretty much no different than any other bay window. Has the fresh air ventilation system on the front here. We did add some H4 LED headlights because we do drive the bus a lot at night. And just a standard white bumper on the front. Multi-speed windshield wipers. And an antenna which now does nothing except physically be an antenna. This bay window, like all early bay windows, is equipped with a wide 5 wheel with drum brakes all around. They went to disc brakes on the front in 1971, as well as a smaller 5-bolt pattern. This particular bus is equipped with a set of radial tires, which I think look just like some old bias plies. They are 185R 14C, and that C is very important. A lot of buses you'll find are not riding on the proper weight category of tire. You really need to have at least an 8-ply tire on your bus for it to be safe, as these things can get pretty heavy pretty quick. So these are a 185 14C, which is the correct size for a bay window bus. Another unique feature to the bay windows single cab, as well as the double cab, are these air vents here for the engine. Instead of them being mounted up on the left rear or right rear corner like a normal bus, because there simply is not a rear corner, they mounted these down here over the rear wheels. I personally think that this actually makes the single cab run cooler, because the air doesn't have to travel as far as you can see. And as you can see, they're scalloped so that rain and such doesn't get inside. One really nice feature I like, and people always like to ask about at shows, is the treasure chest. That's right, under bed storage, where normally the seats would be in a bus. You get this wonderful storage that passes all the way through. Fuel tank's back there. Normally there'd actually be covers over the fuel tank. They probably were lost somewhere along the lines, but other than a little surface rust, this particular bus, the treasure chest floors are actually in really good shape. They still hold up, lock open, and you know, really nice dry storage for tools and things like that. It's a super convenient feature, and kind of makes me wonder why we don't see stuff like this more on modern trucks. And what a truck it is. With a 9-foot by 5'8" wide bed, this is one of the largest pickup truck beds ever offered in the United States. It also is actually a 1-ton truck. That's right. Volkswagen rated this truck at 2,205 pounds. The idea being an honest ton in the bed, a 1960s size driver, and a full tank of gas. Now, as you can see, this truck is pretty banged up, and there's a good reason for it. We still use this truck for work. It's very relevant. My wife has a cattle herd, as well as she is an agricultural science teacher. In fact, we're at a fairgrounds right now picking up an old-fashioned dime pitch table that she used for her FFA students over the weekend for a fundraiser. So she still puts in an honest day's work. And not just a truck, but a drop side truck. That's right. All three sides are actually removable and able to be lowered. So you get this wonderful, completely flat, unencumbered area to put whatever you'd like. As you can see, it has some fitments where you could have put various accessories, including a canopy. And one of the neat features about this is this little guy right here. So these new Chevy pickup trucks and Fords and Dodges all have these bed steps, like that's some new thing. No, Volkswagen thought of this way back in the 50s and 60s. Just a little bed step makes it just that much easier to get into the bed. So the interior is pretty standard fare for a 69 bay window bus. The big difference being, well, there's a back window instead of the interior of the bus. This one also has a split window bench seat, which gives a little bit more room. It's also equipped with a slightly smaller steering wheel for the healthier sized driver that I am. As you can see, those little red knobs there control the heat, which does work. There's actually a little switch installed right there, which controls a bilge pump fan that was added, much like a later Super Beetle. The little white levers there control air that comes out of these vents, as well as some vents on the dash. And that's pretty nice in the summer, letting in some more air. As always, it's got the vent windows. No radio, just a little cubby hole. We did add some cup holders to it for those long drives. And it's got that pretty typical little shifter extension on there that brings the shifter a little closer. Pedals mounted on the floor, just like any other bay window. And, rubber floors, some nice vinyl sides there, and a little Mexican serape blanket for a seat cover. The seats are actually in pretty good shape. The blanket really is a exercise in preservation. So originally this would have had a 1500 single port putting out about 40 horsepower, and would have had a single Solex carburetor in the middle, about where that spring is, and it also would have had a generator, and it would have been a little bit less shiny. Now this is anything but stock. This is a dual port, which would have been from 1971 on up, and it's a much larger displacement. 1776, just under a 1.8 liter. As you can see, it's got a alternator. It does have the original 034 vacuum advance distributor, and it is equipped with dual Weber 34 ICT carburetors, as well as CB Performance air intakes, which breathe a little better. It still is equipped with heat, and we did upgrade it with a modern pulley and a couple other little bells and whistles, but overall this engine with a mild cam puts out give or take probably 75 horsepower. We're pretty happy with it, and it gets down the road pretty good.
Been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. And call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot things are not the same as they were a year ago.
All right, folks, that sums up the tour of our 1969 VW single cab truck. We hope you guys enjoyed watching our video as much as we enjoyed making it, and I hope to see you guys soon. We're going to do a couple other videos of some other Volkswagens in our collection. So until then, adios.
And thank you, Dino. Thank you for being part of the club. Thank you for taking out the time to do something so special. And please, if you have something you'd like to show off, please feel free to send it to me. My email will scroll up, okay? And it has to be at least 9-10 minutes long. And pretty much you could see what Dino did. He showed it off, talked about it, took a ride. If you would like to do that, or you have a project you're doing, that's fine too. You know, and if you have a shirt, please wear it, you know, in the video. And that would be great. You can send an email to me, tell me what you'd like to do, what your ideas are, and I'll put it up for you. You'll be able to send it to my Google hard drive so that it can actually make it to me to edit. So thank you all for being part of it. Sorry about the long thing at the end here, and I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you, Dino.